We got Kenney back here on the program. Who's going to be taking on Yadong Song coming up here at UFC 265 on August 7th. Casey, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's going great. Finishing up another training camp, pretty much the final week of hard training, and then we run it.
Before we get into your fight, some big fights going on in your division. We just had the TJ Dillashaw and Corey Sandhagen fight. I got to know from a bantamweight's perspective, how did you score that fight? Because some people felt like Corey did enough to get the win.
I mean, I feel like Corey kind of hit it on the head. As far as damage-wise, you obviously score it to him, but I thought TJ did enough to win the rounds by even, controlling those body locks, getting a couple takedowns, but mainly just control, not really, big takedowns or anything, which personally, I'm kind of on Corey's favor as far as like, it's a fist fight, not a control fight, but that's something that's going to be in the rule books and, judges meetings, that type of thing. The way judging is now, I think TJ won the fight.
There you go. Okay, well, that's good to get that perspective. Speaking of damage, I interviewed Dominick Cruz right after your fight, and man, was his face ever busted up. I had a lot of people commenting on that. I know you lost the fight, but you must have taken some positives away from that matchup against the former champ, Dominick Cruz.
Yeah, if you take rounds away, the judging away from it, I got to bust up Dominick Cruz, and not many guys have defended almost all of his takedowns. I only gave up, 2 at the end, really one slick takedown of his at the end of the round. So as far as overall, busting people up, landing damage, and, grappling wise, I did pretty well in the fight. So, I took a lot of good things from it. Obviously didn't get the nod there, but that's fine. That's fighting. Can always do better. And that's, exactly what I'm going to take from it. Take the good things from it and try to get better for the next one.
Well, I just have to mention this, obviously. I know there was that whole sort of, controversy leading into the fight with some of the comments you made. Was that a distraction at all going into the fight? Because some people were just, really taking that out of proportion.
Yeah, sometimes somebody's feelings get hurt. I picked the wrong one. I didn't mean no malicious intent for it, but, kind of roll with the punches there. It's, something that didn't really affect me, something that I probably need to learn along the way too. So, it was a good learning experience, but, wasn't trying to be the villain there. That's for sure.
Talk about your opponent here, Yadong Song, 16-5-1 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him?
He fought my teammate Kyler last. He's been around for a little while now. It's pretty obvious what he wants to do. Comes forward, throws big punches. I think it's a great matchup. As far as a fan favorite, if you've ever watched me fight and you ever watched him fight, we're going to clash. We're going to meet in the middle, and I think it's a great pay-per-view opener.
Yeah, and you mentioned Kyler, who got the win over him, but there's been a lot of fighters that have struggled to get a win over him, whether, some
Right.
say it's controversial, the Cody Stamann fight, Chito Vera. How do you make it so, and I know you're different than those fighters, but how do you make it so that doesn't happen, other than obviously finishing the fight? Is that something, you got to change up the game plan a little bit when you're fighting a guy like that?
Yeah, first and foremost, if I can finish the fight, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Second is, Kyler did a good job securing his takedowns, kind of, playing the same game that I felt like TJ was playing, with Corey, which is, get the W, secure the win by any means. If the striking's not a clear advantage, you got to take it somewhere else. And, that was one thing that my 2 losses in the UFC, I haven't quite done that. I've stuck to the take your head off, march forward type thing. And the times that I have, had a full MMA game, I've done better. So hopefully you'll see a full array of mixed martial arts for me this time. And I think that's how, I get the nod there.
Who've been some of the main training partners for this camp?
Obviously Kyler, Mario's getting ready again. This guy Marcus, he's getting ready. All the killers at the lab, at Rise with Jose all day. And, all those guys there, just my normal crew, getting some sparring in, getting wrestling in, getting everything in. So everything's sharp now. We're going to run it.
Did you get to train at all with O'Malley? I know he just fought recently.
A little bit this camp, but not too much. He was one of my main training partners for Dom, actually, with the footwork and stuff. But kind of when he had his own, little camp, we were a little bit too far away this time.
Okay, that makes sense. Weight cut, I know we got a bit of time, but I imagine that's going well, because I know it's a process for you to get down to 135.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better than the old 125 days, but weight's sitting right where it should be. Been good this camp. Been cooking my own stuff this camp. I can't complain. Food's been good. Weight's been good. Everything's on point right now.
I imagine Chris Carey also going to be in your corner. John Crouch going to be in your corner. Who's going to be in the cage with you?
Yep, exactly. Those two, and then I bring one of my other guys, Nick Hulk. Been with him since an amateur as well, kind of strength, mobility, mind coach, that type of thing. Same corner. We're rolling into Houston. I am excited about the fans though. That's gonna be a new one for me for the last 4 fights, I think.
That's crazy. I know. It just shows how much you fought over the last bit, right? Just with
right.
having
not super new, but it's kind of
it has been a while though. Yeah, in terms of how many fights you've had
since I fought with fans. Going to the UFC Phoenix event was really cool to just be a fan myself, but witness, the atmosphere of the fans. So that got me really excited for the Houston card.
Got to get your prediction for this fight. How do you see this one ending on August 7th?
Man, I'm going out to put Song Yadong away. No one's been able to do that in the UFC, and I'm due for a finish. So if I can get both of them, kind of solidifies myself as I can come out and finish a fight.
What do you think the implications of a win here would get you?
Yeah, I think obviously, I had a good run before Cruz, lost a split decision. I go, especially puts Yadong away. That puts me right back in the mix of maybe not in the top 15, but, kind of getting back in there where I want to be. Honestly, though, I'd fight about anybody. I like being in this position, too, where, I could take one of those up-and-comers like a Yanez or, one like that, or I could take, a guy in the top 15, top 10. So having options is always good. I got a lot of fights in when I had this type of option before, so I'm kind of looking to do the same thing. I like being in this spot. I feel like I could, work my way up into the rankings again, and then also, maybe take an up-and-comer. Really anybody.
Is it tough at all that two of your good friends are also in your division and also kind of chomping at the bit? Kyler, obviously, and Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I feel like if we do fight, it'll be at the top. But there's plenty of guys. The division's deep enough that we can stay away from each other for now. We always kind of joke about having a 4-man tournament with Kyler, Mario, Sean, and I, to end this whole thing. So in a perfect world, we would have that. But I think there's enough fighters, enough exciting fights in the bantamweight division that, we can kind of steer clear of each other for now. What's
downtime looking like? Any TV shows you're getting into right now?
Man, I've been watching The Ultimate Fighter. That's definitely one that I look forward to. On Netflix, what was I watching? I haven't really been into them. I've been kind of skipping around. I guess there is one, The World's Toughest Prisons. Been scoping things out in case anything happens while I'm covering the world.
There you go. Good stuff. Casey, thanks so much for the time, man. It's UFC 265 coming up here August 7th. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Just the team that supports Casey Kenney. All my coaches, sponsors, management, you guys, everyone that makes this thing go around. So continue supporting the cause and tune in August 7th.